What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 25 of the Great Western Podcast. It is Saturday, December 6th, and I am your host, as always, Mark the Wizard Masirlian. Today, we are joined by Rob Kolonikis, Jay Lakers beat writer, and Dr. Peltzer. How you boys doing today?
Good
Doing
morning.
fantastic.
Good morning. Good morning. So we're gonna keep it all LA today. We're gonna talk about all things Lakers, and we're gonna talk about all things Clippers. A lot is going on in basketball land for LA. So we're gonna get started with Dr. Peltzer talking about the dopamine dump theory, which is uh, something that you've been working on. Isn't that right, Dr. Peltzer?
Yeah, that's right. And we'll put the link in the chat to the article I wrote about it. But here's an example that demonstrates specifically what I'm talking about. We have a game winner here by a beautiful three by Rui after a nice pass
Look at
by
that.
the old man LeBron James.
Let's look at it again.
And great play, great game. Lakers were up the whole game. They squeaked out the victory on a game winner. But then the next night they travel to Boston to face a foe that and they just get dismantled. Yeah, granted they didn't have all their players, but the theory is that you have an emotional letdown from big game winners like this.
I mean, and look at the emotions right here, dude. Look at the emotions. Look at the like you got look like the excitement, and then okay, hits the corner. They're all happy. They're on the road, right? Look at the ecstasy, the sheer ecstasy. What do you guys think, Jay, Rob? What's going on here? Look at this happiness.
Yeah, that's a huge explosion of emotion at the end of a game after you've already played a grueling game. So to have that is you could see he's wearing it on his face and his body. Like that's a huge burst of energy that normally you wouldn't have at the end of a game. So I mean,
Right. And this was when on this was on Thursday. This was on Thursday. And then yesterday, which is December 4th, and on Friday, the next day, Rob and I were watching this game. They were down 17 in the first quarter.
They never even had a chance.
They were
Yeah.
down. I was like, oh, they're gonna come back, they're gonna come back. But for our viewers, Dr. Peltzer, can you explain again what exactly is the dopamine dump theory?
So basically, there's a letdown after a game. So the last 43 buzzard beaters, 13 wins on the next game and 30 losses. So this
Wow.
is something that has a noticeable effect. We could, calculate z-scores and see how rare of a likelihood this is. And so it seems at least maybe it's a managerial decision. Coaches nowadays they're more willing to take nights off to
Right?
rest players after a win. Maybe they earned a win, so they're like, okay, let's let our players take a break. Or it could be also this emotional letdown theory that I explained in the article, which I'll leave a link to.
Yeah, read the
And
article, and for all you bettors out there, right?
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. I was just gonna say that this is a hot tip for all you FanDuel sports out there.
Right.
Uh,
You know,
just yeah, put your money on the opposing team.
that was a good stat. So last 43 buzzer beaters,
Third,
on back-to-back nights, there's been 38 losses and 13 wins for the team the next time after winning.
yeah, so I ran that not on necessarily back to back, but
Oh, okay, not
the
necessarily
back
back.
to back helps a lot because it's fresh on the
but
players.
it could even be like one day removed. Like they play in 2 days after that game, and it's dude, still, like your body can only handle so much.
Yeah, and it's emotional,
Exactly.
right? It's basketball, right? Like,
Especially look at the Bulls, the half court giddy buzzer beater. 2 days later they lose to the Mavericks. So it does happen also in that situation.
You know what
And
would
what
be interesting to look at would be if there's a difference in playoff versus regular season with this context of a buzzer beater back to back.
I'm sure the
yeah.
sample size would be much smaller, huh?
Yeah,
Probably,
Oh, sure.
absolutely.
you know.
But
Absolutely.
Because if there is, then that would put more credence into the notion that maybe the coach or the players are kind of taking it easy. But if not, then
Oh,
maybe
right.
maybe it's literally just oh, it's regular season. We can maybe take our foot a little bit off the pedal mindset.
we're seeing that as a trend in the NBA too. I know there's a lot of people who are kind of frustrated about the NBA sitting players and doing all the stress management stuff. And we've talked a
Cleveland
lot. Yeah, go for it.
No, Cleveland just got fined 250K
Really,
for sitting Darius Garland on a nationally televised game.
really.
Yeah, that's breaking news today.
How I wonder how they decide. Is it like, well, he should have played or something? Like, how do they know that there was a reason that he didn't play when he could have?
They just rested him, and it was a nationally televised game, so the NBA came down on him. But I sometimes I wonder, is $250,000 a lot of money to these NBA teams?
Probably not. All right, so we have a late arriving guest. We're gonna bring him in. Uh, Coach Theory is here. Coach Theory just
He's
coming out. Just Coach
underwater.
Theory just
All
logging
right.
in here in straight
He's
fashion.
underwater.
He's Coach Theory. You're coming to us from underwater. Okay.
All right, he's made it.
Welcome, Coach Theory. Welcome to the podcast. We're just wrapping up our conversation on the dopamine dump theory and all that stuff. But
Very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, maybe it is the case that players are, resting and the coaches are giving teams nights off and stuff like that. Okay, Coach Theory, how you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah,
Glad to hop on. Sorry I came in late.
no worries. Okay, so we're gonna
Do you have
move
any
on.
thoughts? Do you have any thoughts on that dopamine theory?
Yeah, do you have any thought? Well, we just
Well,
spoke
I
about the
fir-
Lakers.
I wasn't there to see what you guys already went over, so I'd rather not just
Okay.
repeat a lot of it. So it's a theory my brother and I have been working on for a minute.
Yeah.
Uh, a lot of the theories we come up with is just, from our own experiences while watching basketball, our own observations, and then we try to look at data to see if it backs up. Whenever you're coming up with a theory, I mean, it's hard to get anything that's hitting over 51 to 52% of the time. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So we're looking at very small margins. But, such as the case last night
Right.
when the Lakers had previously beat Toronto with a great pass by LeBron James.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hell of a
and
pass.
yeah, so you see the celebration afterwards and everyone's just going nuts. All
Right.
that is the dopamine dump, right? And I
Yeah.
also see it a lot with players after they do a dunk or a block, they just, they're huffing, puffing, all that, yelling, and that releases a lot of dopamine, which is what you can use in your game to keep going. It's not like you dunked and the game's over. There's still a lot of game left, right?
Right.
So all that stuff is sports psychology. Me coming from a psychological background,
That's
I
like
love.
a micro dump, not like a game winner, but
I
like
mean, dude,
in the
like
moment.
it feels good to release that tension after you block someone or get a
Yeah.
sick dunk. Yelling like that, that feels great, right? But you're releasing a lot of that energy that you could still use in the game.
Yeah.
That's why I love Kobe. After he did his sick play, he doesn't go crazy until after he
I
gets
mean,
the game
All
winner.
right. So
he
this
definitely.
seems this is a good place. We're gonna make this segue.
Oh, a
Jay.
little like this,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You
So
know,
dopamine dump. We're good. Okay. Uh, segment. Okay. Jay. Speaking of Kobe. Speaking of what he does when he dunks. What is this amazing T-shirt you have on here?
This is a vintage Mamba shirt, Lord of
Wow.
the Rings, with the Mamba in the middle,
That is
and then
awesome.
all the rings on his finger.
Yeah, let's see that again. Oh yeah, look at that. Kobe 24, the
Heck
Lord
yeah.
of the Rings, the return of the Kobe. Let's see the front again. I got you on the big screen over here.
Return of the Kobe.
Dang, that is tight. Where
Just
did
a
you get that?
classic one.
Where did
Well,
you get that?
we got it on grail.com. So shout out to our sponsor,
Shout out
grail.com,
for our
one of the
today. Yeah.
vintage sellers. This is one of those ones that I'm sure you just bought out in front of the stadium from some guy that was trying to sell you everything.
I
So
love
yeah.
that. I love that. It's like a crossover. Okay, so
Yeah.
speaking of the Mamba mentality, what we're seeing with Austin Reaves, as is well documented on this podcast and across, all of basketball world, the rise of Austin Reaves as an elite, player, definitely an all-star at this point. Got a little bit of that Mamba in him, it seems like to me. Jay, I'm going to ask you, with all of this, there's a lot of rumors that Austin should be moved now for Giannis.
Yeah.
What are we? Is it possible to even get Giannis to LA by giving up Austin Reaves? Would you do it? Is that even a reality? What would you say to this, Jay, as the Lakers beat writer?
Yeah, I mean it's tough because Austin is a homegrown player. He's someone that we've watched come from being undrafted to working hard, the team believing in him, the coach giving him a bigger role, and now he's finally stepping into that. And what I've been noticing a lot with him is he's getting every call. He's getting like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander calls. Like it looked like I watched the refs and I watch him drive, and it's like they're just waiting for any contact to just give him a foul. And so I think that's helping obviously his scoring average. He's
Right.
getting to the line maybe 15 plus times a game. Um, so he's definitely an offensive threat. I do think in the playoffs he's going to be a defensive liability for us, unfortunately. So that does lean me more to trading him for Giannis if that
Oh,
opportunity does come up. I'm gonna
okay.
have to say, yeah, I think we trade him because I mean I don't see how they wouldn't want him included in the trade. I mean, I
Well,
saw a
is it
funny.
enough? Is it enough? Would the
Oh no,
Bucks?
I mean, I
Yeah.
think we give him Jay Vando. I think we give him Gabe Vincent. I think we give him a future first and second round. But I think the Lakers are used to handing over a bundle of pasta for a marquee player. So people are hoping that we can keep Austin Reaves, Luca, and Giannis. I don't know what that does to us in regards to the apron, but it's definitely something to watch. I think with the new ownership and the new management that's coming in from the Dodgers, I think they're willing to spend, but this hard apron is very it can be kind of limiting. So we'll
Right.
see what they come up with. But my take is yes, you include Austin Reaves for Giannis because that Giannis Luca combo will be, in my opinion, reminiscent of the Magic Kareem combo.
That would be crazy seeing them. What do you guys think? Is this even on the table? Is this like a fool's dream for Laker lovers? Thanks for that analysis, Jay, though. That was good.
Yeah.
What do you
So
guys think?
coming from a ex Laker fan
That's right.
standpoint,
That's
right?
right.
I have less. I mean, I love Austin Reeves. I remember when he first came, I was rooting for the guy. Um, but I can let him go now, as an ex Laker fan,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
Um, his value is at its highest right now,
Exactly.
right? And if you want Giannis, knowing that Giannis and Luka is most likely going to win you get you a chip in the years to come. You have to give them your best package. You're obviously not trading Luka, uh, and
Braun doesn't want to
you're
leave.
obviously Braun is off the books, so you're not going to include him. Plus, he has a no trade clause. There's no
Yeah,
way.
LeBron's not
So
gonna
the
yeah,
package you
ship me
could
to
give,
ship me to ship me to yeah,
right? Exactly.
Milwaukee.
The package you could give is Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Jalen Hood, 2029 unprotected first, 2031 unprotected first,
Jeez.
and a 2026 pick swap.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
about
I would do
20.
that.
If I'm just playing GM, no heart involved, I'm pulling the trigger on that. Absolutely.
Dr.
100%.
Flip
Peltzer,
that question to the
Kolonikis?
Spurs later, and I'm not pulling the
Yeah.
trigger.
Kolonikis, Dr. Peltzer, any what are your thoughts on this? Giannis to LA. Is it
I'm in
possible?
I'm in favor of the trade because this is a business. This is not a he's a homie, he's a friend because this is doing him dirty. It's like Jay said, our beat writer. This guy's been brought up by the Lakers. We've seen him blossom. You hate to do somebody like that where you trade him once he's proven his worth to your team, but you're faced up against a bona fide, all-star who also complements Luca.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also complements Luca better than Austin does. Austin is kind of like the same position almost as Luca, but now you have a big guy who can certainly bring a chip to LA. So
And
I think
protect the
what,
rim. He can protect the rim,
yeah,
and having Aiden and Giannis down there together, if that does happen, I mean, Twin Towers,
I mean that's championship recipe. That's a team that's gonna compete with OKC and the Nuggets, right?
Yeah,
Wemby
just correct
stopper.
myself real quick. And the package I propose, it's not Jalen Hood. It's what's his name?
Jackson
Connect.
Hayes.
Connect.
No, Connect.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
oh
just
yeah,
to get the
salary
salaries to
lineup,
match up.
sure.
That wouldn't be the first time we added a connect in a package.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
historically, Giannis likes to play the power forward, so we can
Yes.
keep Aiden at the five.
Yes. Yeah, I mean it's one of those things, I think if Chu was here, he'd be like, "Oh my God, you Laker fans always think you're gonna get get a
But
trade." Like,
these are realistic trade proposals, you know.
yeah,
Austin Reaves is hot, and we're throwing him every other, pick we have.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Who would not want an unprotected first pick?
if Giannis wants to leave and they're gonna not. I mean, is he on the books? What does anyone know? I'm not sure about what his contract is right now. Is he gonna be a free agent next year or the year after, or is he how long is he locked up? Like, how long is
I
his
think he just
contract?
resigned I think he just resigned a 3-year deal. I think.
Let's see. Giannis is on the books to till 2027-28.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
not
he's
like.
getting paid 54 mil this year, 58 next year, 62 mil the following.
I mean, it would be it
63.
would so like, yeah, so it's not like they necessarily have to move him because he's or they're not going to get anything for him, but it's
Can we
definitely
just
out there.
momentarily put ourselves in Giannis's teams? Like what do they stand to gain from getting Reeves and some, like
Right.
what's their standpoint?
Yeah.
They're gonna have to rebuild.
This doesn't seem like a great trade for them.
Yeah,
You can
I
no, you
don't
can
see it.
rebuild. Yeah, you
I
can
think
rebuild
we're
the
in
roster.
fantasy land a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
What if they
exactly.
rebuild?
That's what it is. Are we just like Lakers? Like, oh, we're gonna get Giannis. It's gonna be great. It's gonna
Well,
be.
usually when you trade away a superstar, you're rebuilding, right? That's why I
Yeah.
kept saying Mavs won the trade, all right? Because they traded away,
Let it go, dude. We're not talking about
right,
Mavs
right,
won the
right. But
trade.
they
Let it
traded
go. We're
away a
not going there.
superstar for
Uh,
a superstar. We're not gonna see a Giannis swap for a superstar. That's just not gonna
No.
happen.
yeah. So
Yeah.
let's. Yeah. So we'll see.
Giannis for Wemby?
Okay.
Unless you trade Giannis for Karl Anthony Towns, Julius Randle,
Carl
and
Anthony Towns is not gonna leave New York. Julius Randle is in
does he have a no
Minnesota,
trade
fitting in
clause?
well. He's not
Does
gonna
he have
leave
no
Minnesota.
does he have no trade clause?
Carl Anthony
Oh, sorry.
Towns? I don't know, but he's fitting in well. There's zero there
But
New York is doing well.
Yeah.
They
All right.
don't want to trade Cat.
Yeah.
If
We're
the
not gonna.
Knicks have a chance at getting Giannis, they pull the trigger, I
Who
believe.
wouldn't want a chance to get Giannis if they can? Okay, but you
we're
know,
waiting till December 15th, so we don't know. We don't really know.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. Nice. All right, guys.
What I'm
Yeah.
saying though is if the Bucks are gonna expect picks in return, they want to rebuild,
Right.
right? Not many championship teams right now are going to want to trade away their star for Giannis. So it's whatever potential chip team like New York, like the Lakers, even though right now the Warriors aren't even in contention, they're still you can never count them out, right? So which team can offer the biggest package of young core, promising players like Austin Reaves and picks, right? And the Lakers have a sweet deal for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's why it's realistic.
That's fair.
You know?
Okay. Well, we're gonna keep this moving. Staying
I would
staying
run
in
through,
Lakers land.
I would run through a brick wall to have Giannis on our team.
Yeah, I will never get my season tickets. I will never get my season tickets. I'm on number like 4,900 on the season ticket wait list, and then it hasn't moved since Luca got traded to the Lakers. And I think if we get Giannis, I'm not going to be there for 5 more seasons, 10 more seasons. All right. But now, speaking of what's realistic and what's not, staying in Lakers land, we have now seen LeBron James back, back playing for the Lakers. His famous 10-point streak ended on that pass that he gave to Rui for that corner three, that buzzer beater victory, where he only scored 8 points in that game, ending the streak. I know the NBA Twitter was blowing up over that. The question now remains: is LeBron washed? We're seeing him. Dr. Peltzer, no, Kolonikis, I'm gonna go with you. Is LeBron James washed? What do you think?
My hot take on this situation is this is a crock of BS.
Okay.
We're looking at a couple games of LeBron and trying to extrapolate like the career defining impact. I'm
Sure.
sorry, the guy scored 8 points. Okay, he made a good play at the end of the game. He's not
Right.
washed. What the situation in my eyes is more is he's entering a weird injury kind of late in season where he's taking a back seat. He's trying to navigate in his head, how am I going to insert myself and my expertise and experience into this team and not take over the team. And that's a new role for him. He's never been in that situation. So the struggles I think we're seeing, sorry, not struggles, but just what we're seeing him do is trying to navigate this weird situation where he's playing a few games, taking a few games off, and he hasn't had any steady, routine yet with this team. So that's my take.
Well said. Any counters out there? Who's pushing back? Is it what do you guys think?
I
I
think it's
think
been washed since 2019.
Yeah, we know what you think. You think he's been
there
washed
we
for
go.
2019? Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Well, I'll
Jay.
tell you what I think. Lakers fans everywhere watching the game against the Raptors. I think if you know anything about basketball, you would say, yeah, LeBron is not looking good. Um, what I'll say to that is that he obviously didn't have a summer of working out. He didn't have a preseason of working out or a training camp. So he's really in his second week, fifth game back maybe of playing himself into shape. But his lift wasn't there. He lost the ball like in a lot of situations where it was like, wow, how do you just throw the ball out of bounds on yourself like that? And uh, he was getting bullied around by some of the bigger bodies in there, getting swatted, obviously, trying to keep his streak alive. But
Right.
but when it comes to making the right play, and I know everybody's saying this and he's saying this, the way that he got the ball when they blitzed Austin Reaves and he drove down the middle of the lane, he could have passed it earlier to Rui, but he drew the defense in. And so what that shows is that he has this innate ability to create situations for his teammates that put them in positions to excel. And I think there is value in that. And there will always be value with LeBron in that. Um, he's obviously not the same player he's always been, and he's not, you would see him try to like bully his way, and it wasn't working.
Mhm.
And that's kind of been his game for, the last maybe 10 years. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I don't want to say the king is washed, but
It's
he's
a
got
bit,
to
yeah,
work.
maybe it's a bit premature.
I think
Like
so.
Rob was saying, he's got to get back into maybe some game shape, give him some time to get some legs under him, get his conditioning going. Like maybe it's a bit premature after a while. I think he's played six
I'm,
games. He sat out one game.
I
Yeah.
think maybe it was his first game back. He did have a reverse alley-oop that was really nice. So he shows glimpses, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, so still always brings up the points, the plus and minus, even though he says he's not a stat guy, but
The plus minus, the plus
the
my
plus
how many
minus, but
screenshots? Can someone count it? How many screenshots do we have of the plus minus from
it's
Dr. Peltz?
it's it's
From Coach.
not a bad point though. I mean, you do like if you just watch the game when Luca's in there, he puts the team ahead. LeBron comes in, it becomes a close game, and it's like, what are we doing here? Like, what is the deal? And then you get videos of LeBron chatting it up with the Suns on the
Dude,
sideline. It's
dude,
like,
JJ was mad about that. That was kind
I
of
was
yeah,
rough. I
watching
mean,
that live. I was pissed. I was
that
like,
was
what
kind
the
of, I
heck
would be
is he
mad
doing?
too. Those are the things I
what
saw a
are you
bunch of
doing?
LA writers like they're like, okay, like dude, like Dylan Brooks is like your enemy, right? Like he like his it's like his Super Bowl is playing against you, and then he's having a career night, and you guys are down 20 at home. They're hitting every shot, and then you're just kind of chatting up with the Suns over there, like down 20.
The opposite
Yeah,
of
and
Mamba
that's a
mentality.
hard thing to defend. That's a hard thing to defend. Like it's like what I saw the memes. It was like LeBron going into unk mode, right? It's like, are you just
Yeah.
gonna go unk on this, then like just like be like, "What's up, everybody?" And like, I don't know, Dr. Peltzer, what do you think about this? Where do you stand on the LeBron, uh, wash versus getting into shape kind of spectrum here? Like, what are you gonna give him up?
I think everything that we're saying is correct. I think I'd like to see a little bit more of adaptation of his like Kobe. Not that it was effective, but after his
Right,
Achilles injury, he was doing 4, 5, 6 pump fakes to try to get you up in the air.
right. I
Okay,
remember
like
that. Like, what are you doing,
yeah.
Kobe? Yeah.
So if LeBron can take a back seat and realize that he has a good team in front of him and he could just distribute the ball more and okay, yeah, maybe he's still slow and missing layups, but like if he can he does have the innate ability to make like on the spot passes. So
Yeah, that's still going to be there. Coach, I'm going to give you a chance, Coach Theory. What do you like? Tell us more. Why should we be off the LeBron
I
train?
mean, look, I'm just happy as it's last year.
Is it?
58 mil, or what's he making? 55 mil
Yeah.
off the books, man. You guys don't need that.
And then so
Uh,
will you say it here? Will you say here, is there a possibility for you to jump back into the Laker fandom if when LeBron is
well,
gone?
if you guys remember back in the podcast, I said a
Come
few
to
things have
us.
to happen. I said a few things have to happen. LeBron has to be off the team. Them getting Luca is huge. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie. Big fan
honestly.
of that move.
Come back to
Welcome
us.
back. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
purple and gold
Yeah, no,
pool is
I'm still
ready.
rooting right now. If it were Lakers Spurs, I mean, December 10th, I'm gonna be in Mexico City. I'm gonna have a gig that night. Unfortunately,
Oh,
I can't watch it
If you're in
live. But
Mexico
let me
City,
tell you,
go. Yeah.
as soon as I get back from my gig, I am watching that game. Please, no spoilers during.
Okay. So
Uh,
that being said, so staying in Lakers land, getting a little nostalgic here. We're gonna keep going, with some Laker things. Oh yeah, Jay, you got some remarks here.
one
No,
last thing.
of course,
Um,
please. The floor is yours.
because it's LeBron's last year, I think it's going to create a really interesting situation where the Lakers are put in a position where it's like, okay, do we honor LeBron for being the player he's always been, and is it our responsibility to re-sign him to a respectable deal for him to continue to play at the level that he ends up playing at for the rest of the year, or do they say, sorry, LeBron, um, we don't love you like that? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they don't love you like that, LeBron. Like you got to go find
six
somewhere else.
rings.
What have you done for me
We
lately
need
kind of
six
thing, right? I
rings.
mean, we talked about it earlier with Austin. It is a business, right? And we're gonna get
So,
more. We'll get more into that later, but
and it'll be interesting because the Dodger like leadership group is
yeah,
gonna be really taking a look at that and seeing like, do we want to spend the money on this guy? Is he
yeah,
gonna
the
bring the
Walton
value
group.
that we want?
Remember that clip from Game of Zones where there's like the Kobe elitists that hate on LeBron,
You'll
which
never be Kobe. You'll
I'm
never
definitely
be
one of those.
Kobe.
That fan base that is so loyal to Kobe Bryant and those years, I don't think LeBron will never, ever, ever win over, right?
You're right.
Uh, and so to your question, do I remember when he came to the Lakers? I remember thinking he doesn't deserve a retirement tour in LA, you know?
Yeah,
So that's what Jay was saying. Do the
yeah.
Lakers do that?
It's
I
gonna be
mean,
interesting.
there's not going to be a Dear Basketball letter coming his way. We'll see how he announces retirement.
Dang.
With
Hopefully it's for more Hennessy, I think. I don't know.
right? With
Dude,
Kobe, it was very, very beautifully done.
Yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
let the basketball world and the Laker world know, like, hey, this is my last season. I remember when he wrote that letter, I read it and I responded with my own letter, right?
Yeah.
Not that anyone read it. It's on my Facebook somewhere.
we'll post the let
Post
we'll
it.
post the
We'll
let
post
we'll
it. We'll
post the
post
It's
letter.
it.
very beautiful.
We'll
It's
post the
very
letter.
beautiful.
We will post the letter. I promise you here we'll post the letter. If everyone wants to watch it, we'll put it on the YouTube link here.
It's
Okay?
a very
Yeah.
heartfelt letter, and I think
For all our
it
subscribers.
captures a lot of the sentiments of what these young fans growing up with Kobe Bryant for 20 years felt when he retired.
Yeah.
The point is he retired in a graceful way, and
Yeah.
that 60-point game was amazing. I don't think we're going to see anything like that, nor do I think the Lakers deserve to give him a retirement tour. Luckily, we don't have to be in that scenario. The Lakers don't have to
That's
be in
right.
that
Thank you.
scenario because they're winning games with Luca, you know?
I think it's a perfect
Yeah.
segue. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go Rob. What's up? Kalonikis.
Yeah, no, I just want to say what most realistically is going to happen is Lakers are going to finish somewhere high up in the West, but I sadly don't know if they're going to actually win the chip this year. So imagine, let's say this is LeBron's last year, which he hasn't announced, and we're all kind of assuming it is. I don't think this is his last year. I think his career is going to, or sorry, this season is going to prove to other contesting teams that he can take a backseat role and help a championship team win. So I think he's going to jump to another team for one last season to try to get one more chip. And he's going to have this season to demonstrate his ability to, be to be on a winning team that's willing to take
What?
him.
Back to Cleveland. The prodigal son returns back to
Maybe,
Ohio.
maybe.
Alonzo
I
Ball.
mean, he's never been one to just like kind of ease out and all right, bye. This is my last season. I'm telling you, 6 months in. It's like no, he's going to do a big splash, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Does he take Bronny with him?
Takes
No, well,
Bronny and
And
LeBron back to
Bryce. And
Cleveland.
Bryce.
And Bryce. Is Bryce going to be in the NBA next year? No, he has a couple more years, right? That'd be insane if he's in the NBA with. Okay.
He's
Uh,
not going to take Bronny with him because he wouldn't do
Hey,
that to his
Bronny's
son.
under contract, so
yeah.
we'd
All
have to
right.
buy him
So
out or find a trade.
okay. Speaking of staying, in Laker land here, we have some sad news. Um, we just heard about the passing of Eldon Campbell, the Big E, right? Big time Laker player. I pulled up. This is one of the best games he's ever played here. Eldon Campbell, 40 points in a win against the Knicks. This is in 1997, I believe. Um, Coach Theer, I feel like this is the kind of Lakers you remember, right? Growing up.
I mean,
Look
back
at
in the
that. Look
day,
at that spin move. Yeah.
growing up a Shaq fan, you weren't fan of anybody who came off the bench for Shaquille.
Yeah. Eldon
Uh,
Campbell, though.
He held it down.
yeah, he's a nice guy. My respects to him. He played great. I remember hearing one day someone say he plays like he's looking for his wallet on the court.
Yeah. Well, he could jump out of the building, his untimely passing. There's been a lot of love from
Very,
uh,
very sad
you
very
know,
sad to hear. Laker family right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to Elden Campbell.
Eldon
Yeah.
Campbell for sure.
I want to give big love to Big E. I heard James Worthy and some other
Yeah.
some
Game
other players
James.
came out and said some stuff.
I
So
preferred him over Sean Rooks as a backup.
yeah, I think
I
I
think it's a
think
good
yeah.
go ahead.
Go.
I
I
think it was
know
a good segue going from washed, but go ahead.
go
Sorry,
for it. No,
man.
you're good. You're good. You're
No,
good.
yeah, I'm not
I
trying to
was
take
gonna
the
say Eldon he ended up getting a chip with the Pistons, I believe, right? In
Yep. Oh, four.
2009, after he got or
oh
excuse
wow.
me, '04, he got moved to the Pistons and won a chip against the Lakers. So he was on that
Yeah.
team. So interesting that because when you
Shout
think of
out.
Eldon Campbell, you think of him as a Laker, right? He spent most of his career as a Laker. I think he played with Hornets a little bit. I think he jumped around a little bit, but he has a chip with the Pistons. So, wishing him and his family the best as they navigate because this untimely death. I don't want to get too far into the details. I just want to honor him as, Laker family and that's the real love of the game here. So, anything else, guys, on this one before we move on?
Yeah, he definitely was Laker family, man.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, 57 years old, too young.
yeah,
R.I.P. Thank you for what you
R.I.P.
did.
Life is really a precious thing, and basketball. We're getting together to talk about basketball, but it's real. All right, guys. So we're gonna stay in LA. We've talked about the Lakers, but now we're gonna take a shift from a team that's on the rise and looking amazing to a team that had a lot of high hopes going into the season, but just kind of seemingly going nowhere now with our Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers are at the bottom of the Western Conference. They recently released CP3 after him announcing he's going on his final season tour. A Clipper great that they brought in. Uh, Jay, you were saying is Ty Lue next to go? Is this team gonna get blown up? Like, what's gonna happen to the Clippers? Jay, what do you think?
I think I'm not so much on the train of they did Chris Paul dirty. Uh, I think they brought Chris Paul back to give some veteran leadership. I don't think they liked what he had to say. It's a team. If you're not getting along with people on your team or the coaches or the front office, you can't stay on the team. And like you think that because this is your last year that they owe you something. It's like, I mean, what did you really do like for that team? You guys didn't win anything. I'm not the biggest Chris Paul fan. I'll be the first one to say it, not
Mhm.
because of like his personality or whatnot. I just don't think that he was really that great.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. Fair. So
this
you
is
don't,
my
you don't
take.
anyone else? I mean, who thinks they did him dirty? Anyone's gonna step up and defend Chris Paul on this tour here?
So I'm just gonna play devil's advocate and respond because you guys know I'm not the biggest CP3 fan. But um, what there was a podcast where Blake Griffin showed up and he discussed the situation and what he was saying. Jay, you asked what have they done? What has he done for the Clippers? What Blake Griffin was saying is that before Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, and all them, the Clippers were synonymous with a joke, right? Like they had
Yeah.
never won anything. They were never a respectable franchise, not even making the playoffs. And then the conversation changed. So that's what their argument of what CP3 has done for that franchise. But I agree with Jay. Like, I think he's a better player than what Jay thinks. I know that on the list of top point guards, you don't even have him in your like top 50 or whatever. I forget what it was.
Top 10. I don't have him top 10.
Oh, top 10, I don't know. Yeah. I think he's a good player, but the players that just play the refs all the time, and he's like the epitome of that, you don't see them winning chips. Yeah, they'll be vocal leaders. Yeah, they know the game well. They're very intelligent, etc. But at the end of the day, you'd never won. And don't say you didn't have talent because you went to Houston, you went to all these teams that had lots of talent, and you never won, right?
Yeah.
And as we've seen with the Lakers and with other teams, loyalty is out the window. So this whole, they did him dirty, that is supposing that the Clippers owe him something, which
Right.
they don't. It's a
Fair
business. They weren't winning.
Fair enough.
I think everyone in the Clippers organization is kind of on a short leash right now, so I think that's why CP3 got cut.
Good point. Good point. I mean,
Yeah, he might have been calling players out for gambling and
yeah,
and
that
things like
whole
that.
thing. Well, so I mean, is it to a point where they're gonna blow up the team? Like, do you guys think we're gonna see some news about
They have
Harden
to.
and Kawhi even being moved? Like,
Yeah.
are they gonna move these guys?
I think this is the season where you're going to see the most superstar trades. Giannis is on the move. Ja is probably on the move. Booker or what's his name in Atlanta? Trey Young is probably going to be on the
Trey,
move.
Zion, LaMelo.
Zion is definitely. LaMelo's on the move.
We're
Like we're going
definitely
to see
gonna
some
do a trade block
crazy.
thing.
We're going to see a lot of movement. But the thing is, who will want Kawhi at this point?
I mean, how many games has he played? Honestly, that's
He's
like he's sat so much, and even when he's
No one's
playing,
going to
like
want Kawhi.
he's kind
I
of like
think
damaged
Kawhi's great.
goods. Is he damaged goods? He's a team killer. What did he say? Like when they asked him, what do they need? They're like, this team needs more talent, right? I mean,
Is
like
that
that.
what Kawhi said?
I mean, you would have
Kawhi said
if
that. They
you
asked him. They asked him. They interviewed him. They're like, is that? I think that's what he said. He's like, what do you guys need? He's like, we need more talent on this team. It's
if we go back to the summer podcast where we were discussing the Clippers. I wish Chu were here.
yeah,
Um, Chu was saying this is the best shot on paper. They look good. I
Yeah.
argued against Bradley Beal. I thought getting rid of Norman Powell was one of the dumbest mistakes you can do.
yeah.
And now you see Beal is injured and out of the rotation. CP3, I guess, is an addition that was just a complete failure at this point for them. Uh, but on paper, it's not like that. Like James Harden, if he's the superstar that he's supposed to be, Kawhi Leonard, those are two great superstars to build around, and then you have fantastic role players on your
You
team.
got Zubac and
It's
stuff.
not a talent thing. I think there's definitely lack of leadership, lack of integrity, and who knows what's going on in the background. So if
I,
that's part of the Clipper curse, then that's what that is.
I think Ty Lue's next on the chopping block, honestly. I
Yeah,
think
he's
maybe
been there
he's
for a
he's on
while.
the verge of losing the locker room.
Seriously, I mean, they're
I
all
like
And
good.
I
what
They're
think
an
they
I think a
older
lot of
team.
decisions will have to do with how do we clean up this legal mess we're in.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about that for a while. Rob, what are you gonna say?
I was gonna just to round back on the CP3 thing. So I'm also not a huge fan of him through his career, but I will say he did put Clippers on the map and make them somewhat relevant in the
Lob City.
2010s. Lob City. Yeah, I mean, so is he owed anything? No, but just from an organizational standpoint, flipping it on the Clippers organization, I don't think that the way they went about this was kind of suspect or kind of just like it kind of speaks to what sort of an organization it is. It wasn't an honorable way of releasing a player. I think he got cut like midnight, and in the morning there's
Yeah.
all these news articles about CP3 being cut,
Right.
and I don't know. It's not a good look on
And
the
there was no
Right.
communication between Bomber and CP3's team. No one reached out and said, "Hey, we're
just
letting you go."
just not cool. And I think
Right.
that just
What was the
demonstrates like
clip?
the
It was
Clippers
like
are a
I'm
barn fire right now.
just found that I'm being sent home. It was like he posted.
Yeah.
There's like snapshots all over the
But
internet.
that's how all the NBA and their executives are in the organizations. There's very little loyalty.
I don't
Like
think a team
how
like
did
the
AD
Spurs would
find
do it.
out? You think Genie sent AD some flowers? No.
But then what's the point of it? I think it's just send a message because like what's the point? You're not getting better or worse by cutting CP3.
Right. Right. Well,
Send a message.
that's a very good point, Dr. Peltzer. I was like, well, what like, you're not doing this is not gonna like at least in the public image, in the optics, you're cutting this guy that made the Clippers put up the Clippers on the map. I get your point, Jay, to like maybe there's something in the locker room, maybe he's saying something, maybe he was not a good energy in there too, but we can't know what's going on in that locker room, and it just that whole team that
Well,
there's a
that's what things were saying. First, there was a report yesterday saying James Harden pushed against CP3 even coming in the first place,
right.
right?
Okay. Well,
Uh,
But
yeah.
well,
think about if you're talking about players being put on the map and then you owing them something, like Kawhi won a championship for Toronto. You don't see them hanging his jersey in the rafters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he
oh, they'll
literally
do
won a
it.
championship.
They'll do
He
it.
won a
Kawhi.
championship for them.
Will
Like,
they in the 1 year?
Maybe. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they
you
will.
know,
Who knows? I mean, yeah, it's just me as a Laker fan, it's the Clippers curse is it's real, so we kind of go with it, and but
I think this goes beyond the curse,
this is
you know,
beyond the
this
curse. You heard it here
beyond
first.
the
This is
curse.
beyond the curse.
beyond life beyond the curse.
Life
I
beyond the
think you have
curse.
real legal issues coming up. And
Yeah.
if CP3's in there creating a stink, for whatever reason, whether it's through personnel or through what he knows or anything like that, it's no good.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta.
Nice. All right, boys. So that's gonna be it for us today. We went into a deep dive into Los Angeles basketball with the Clippers and the Lakers. Stay tuned for what's coming up this week, and we'll see you guys next week. Okay. All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.